Alright, hello and welcome to my Retro City Rampage Clone in Unity tutorial. Today we're going to be doing a quick one, which is just literally just melee weapons at the moment. So yeah, quick demonstration. So as you can see, he's got a programmer art rendition of a baseball bat. So just press F and you can see no bullet, but he goes down when we're close. But if we're not close enough, now it happens. Close enough, he goes down, and you get the picture. So I will show you how to do this. First off, we have made a slight alteration to the weapon container. We've added a ball to distinguish whether the weapon is a melee weapon or not, and also an attack rate float, which is going to be used next time when I finally finish off the weapons with animations and differing rates of fire and all that cool stuff. So yeah, first off, on the player weapon controller, if I can find it. On fire weapon, so basically once you've pressed the F key down, we'll have to check if if the weapon is not a melee weapon, it'll just run through the shooting code. Else it will try and use this new method I've created in the NPC controller called "Is there someone to melee attack?", which takes the player's position, and then we'll check if there's something to melee attack near the player. And I will quickly show you that. Basically, it just goes through all the NPCs, and if the NPC in question, the first one it finds, if it's less than 1.5 units, meters, whatever unit he uses, away from the player, then it will call the melee hit in the NPC health, which is just literally just takes 2 health off, not 2 health, 1 health, and then calls die. Just check like if it's reached 0 or not. And NPC controller. And then it will, in Retro City Rampage, when you're using a melee weapon, it'll then lock onto the enemy you've just hit with a melee weapon. So we do that too. We just set the lock on to that game object that it's found, and it will turn on the lock on for the NPC controller. No, sorry, for the player, sorry. So but they turn red when you hit them with a melee weapon. And then it will return, which basically it'll return control to wherever it's been called from. So in this case, it'll return it back to here without going through the rest of the enemies in the loop. The rest of the enemies in the array. Sorry, getting words confused. So if you were surrounded by more than one, it would just hit the one enemy that you were near. But if you wanted more to like be able to hit all the enemies around you, you could just remove the return, which, yeah. And that's about it. There's one more thing I wanted to do. I did, which was this. Basically, it basically checks if the currently locked onto game object is has the tag dead person to signify that you've killed it, and the colours of the sprite renderer is red, so that would show that you're locked onto it. Then it'll just change it to white to avoid bugs, because that was one that appeared when you killed someone with a melee weapons. And yeah, it was a pretty short episode. Next one will just go over the code quickly. So all we've added is sorry about that. This is literally all that we've added to the NPC controller script to have melee attacks. Pretty simple. We've added this check to the lock-on monitor to make sure we don't get a lock-on to dead enemies. And we've got, where is it? Where is that? This is just the else statement. If the check if the current weapon is a melee weapon, and then if it is, we call the is there someone to melee attack instead of firing a bullet. And weapon container, we've got a ball for melee, which we use just to signify melee weapons, and the attack rate. And yeah, we've just got the melee hit method, which is just simple, really. Yeah, quick one this week. Not this week, this episode. Next time, I think we'll be finishing up the player attacking, so we'll have finally be able to implement animations for the weapons and fire rate. So if like at the moment with guns, they just all fire at the same rate, like however fast you can press F. But we're going to be having a timer and whatnot to make sure that, and it'll be changed to using the hold down F to like the automatic weapons and whatnot, you know. So that'll all be good. Yeah, cheers for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Go check out my stuff on Itch.io. There's the Hotline Miami assets, the Loud or Quiet, which I've recently updated to include 2 new levels, and it's really good. So go play that. Yeah, bye.